So we're going to be turning this chair into this chair. First, you're going to want to remove all the old fabric with a razor blade gently from the chair. Then, when most of the fabric is cut from the razor blade, you're going to want to get some protective gloves and pull the remaining fabric off the back of the chair. This part might be a little bit tedious. You can get a staple remover, or you can do like Denton did and just remove the fabric by hand. When you have then finished removing the fabric from the top of the chair, you will then need to remove the fabric from the bottom. Be careful because this is where your cushioning is going to be, and you don't want to put your razor blade too far in because you don't want to cut the cushion. When you get to around the legs of the chair, it might be a little bit difficult, so you might want to get close in with your razor blade and remove as closely to the wooden part as possible. As you can see, we did not disable our chair just for the facts that we knew we could remove it with the razor blade just fine without doing so, but you can always disable your chair and make it as easy as possible to remove all the fabric. Once all your fabric is removed, you then will want to measure the dimensions of the chair. This will basically help you to make sure that you have the correct amount of fabric and to cut the fabric the way that you need to fit the chair, and so forth and so on. And instead of cutting your fabric, you're able to lay your fabric over your chair to measure it out and see if you have enough fabric to cover the entire chair. As you can see here, we did have enough fabric to cover our entire chair. Then take your scissors and cut off any excess fabric that you will not need. For this part, be extremely careful because you can cut off too much fabric.
This is vegan-friendly fabric.
This is going to be the most important part of the project. You will then need to fold certain parts of the fabric to the chair to mold it nicely. You might need to cut off some excess fabric so you can staple it as clean cut and as clean folded as possible. Then take your staple gun and you will staple down the fabric to the chair. We here used a handheld staple gun and had to use some pressure when we push down, but other than that, it does the job just fine. Try and match each side to the other side as best as possible. Once you feel that you have gotten the fold almost identical to the other side, begin stapling. The key to this is to staple along as you go so the fabric doesn't move and you're able to have a tight pull. This part is completely optional, but here I tufted the fabric. I folded it over and then stapled the bottom of it. I did this 2 times and I love a fabric that has a good old texture. Then, once you have finished that part, just go throughout the rest of the chair. You'll then staple the fabric, pull. You might need to fold some fabric so it can look nice, and then the rest of the chair should be complete. Once all of our fabric was removed, stapled, and tufted down, this was our final project. As you can see, I love cowhide. Thanks for watching.